Hello, good afternoon. My name is Ali Hassan Musa. I am the Chief Executive Officer at the Oman Banks Association. It is my honor and pleasure to be here at the COMEX event for 2021. I would like to thank the organizers and anyone who's involved and all the audience that are present. And I hope that I can make or present to you with some good insights about bank innovation. Unfortunately, I'm unable to share my screen, so the organizer or the event manager needs to allow me to share my screen so that I can share the presentation.
It's done from my end, sir.
Thank you very much. I hope the presentation is clear.
Yes,
and
sir.
I would like to go through it. Today's presentation is about banking innovation. And the first thing one asks from a bank is, what do we need from a bank? Before we talk about innovation, what do we expect from a bank? The first thing we expect from a bank is safety. Safety about money, our money that we deposit with the bank, our salary that goes to the bank, and also about the data of the accounts, the personal data that we have. That is very much the most important thing that all generations across time, from the beginning of banking until today, require and demand from a bank and expect from a bank. So it is safety, the first thing. The next thing is about products and services. So we would like, as customers, we would like to know, we would like to have access to products and services. We would like to also know about the different products and services so that we can make a choice, what is the best for us. So it is about the accessibility, also about the awareness and what is best for a client. We always used to expect convenience. That has changed today to lifestyle. So historically, it was about branches, bank branches conveniently located. It is no longer that. It is about the bank adapting to the lifestyle of its customer. The customer lifestyle changes with age, with knowledge, with so many parameters. So it is up to the bank now to be agile, to be adaptive to the lifestyle of its customers from different generations, in order to retain those customers and in order to acquire new customers. That is now becoming the make or break relationship with a bank. Historically, it was about access, it was about safety. Nowadays, in my view, and today, it is about lifestyle. That is the make or break relationship between a client and a bank. It is most importantly that the bank, the financial institution, is fair to its clients in terms of the charging, whether it's in terms of the rate of interest, the fees, and also on the rate of profit or the rate of interest on deposits. That is really important. Now, when we talk about innovation, it touches all of those things. It touches safety, it touches access and info to financial services, it touches lifestyle and fairness. That is where creativity and innovation is most important. And that is at the heart of the new banking era. So when it comes to safety, it is not only about physical safety, it is also about cybersecurity. Clients do not want their data to be leaked through a cybersecurity incident to a bank. Um, there are safety measures using technology, using new advanced technologies, facial recognitions, eye scans when you reach the bank. There are now today, even in the region, not in Oman yet, digital identity and digital signatures that I hope will happen in Oman very soon, very shortly. These technological advances enhance security and safety. Accessibility to financial products and services is no longer an issue because of smartphones. Smartphones had made it possible for even the non-banked people who do not have bank accounts, to have access to financial services through fintech and through other service providers. The human population in the world, 1/3 of human population is actually non-bank, do not have bank accounts, but they still have mobile accounts, they do have mobile accessibility, and many of them, though they do not have bank accounts, they use financial services because of the smartphones. So these are the new advances in technologies and innovation that is not only a challenge, but it's an opportunity to provide all these services to the population, to the mass. Of course, awareness is most important. So we would like, as clients, to know what product suits us best, because it is not all as historically done. This product is one loan given and the use is for whatever reason. That is no longer the case. Different purposes have different requirements for lending, as an example. Lifestyle, I will give you examples of lifestyle. Lifestyle differs between the young generation, the Generation Z, the very young generation, which will drive the change. And I will give you example, I will show you example, as well as the elder, the adult generation, have a different lifestyle and they expect different type of banking today. So innovation is not automating existing processes. It is unfortunate today that when we go to a website, to an internet banking application of a financial institution, of a bank, and we press a button, for example, request a checkbook. So it is convenient now. I do not have to go to the branch to request a checkbook. I can do it sitting at home through an internet app, application, through internet banking, or through an app of the bank, and request that. However, the back-end process at the bank remains as is. It is the same process whether someone approaches the branch, goes to the branch, or presses a button. The back-end process to issue that checkbook is the same. That is a thing of the past. Unfortunately, even today we have that in banks. But that is should no longer be the case, because people expect when you press a button that delivery happens. It may not happen instantly, but the checkbook should be dispatched within a few minutes to your address. That is the expectation nowadays. It is no longer automating the process and presenting it in a new format. It is the process has to change. Innovation is to create and implement something new. So it is not only an idea, it's not just to create something out of thinking loud or putting it on paper. It is to go all the way to implement it. That is innovation. Ideas, there are so many ideas. Everyone has ideas. It's to have them implemented. So I'm pleased to see that in Oman today we have innovation hubs, we have labs, sandboxes, we have incubators. The banking sector has adopted this technology. Um, the banks like NBO a few years back, and then after that, Oman Arab Bank have innovation labs that foster new technologies, new ideas, and have them implemented to deliver better to their clients. We've seen hackathons from many banks, including Bank Muscat. Those hackathons deliver, actually create new ideas, and then it's up to the bank to have them implemented. So that is something very exciting as new developments happening in Oman. The regulator, the Central Bank of Oman, and I know Mr. Firas Al-Lawati was giving a speech earlier today, and I hope he has mentioned that the central bank is a pioneer in banking technology, is a driver of banking technology, and they are actually working on innovation hub, creating a fintech innovation hub, and we're very excited as banks in Oman for that new development. So this is all exciting, and we are going to see many more new technologies being adopted by the banks. Now, this is very interesting. During the COVID era, now we've been in pandemic conditions for approximately 1.5 years or 1.5 years plus. Innovations have actually increased. Two things have happened. Innovations have increased in different segments, different science, and also the adoption of new technologies. They're interlinked, but they're slightly different. So innovations, things that were not available before. Innovations across all segments of the economy, innovations in science, innovation in creating new type of vaccines, not the same methodology of creating historical vaccines. So that it's new science. It was adopted and tested in labs, and it is rolled out now in the world. That is innovation. We've seen different types of new things coming up. In banking, we haven't seen innovation, in my view. We've seen adoption of an accelerated adoption of technologies, which is good, and we will talk about that. So these are a few examples. There are many, just chosen randomly a few. Zoom. Zoom pre-COVID had around 10 million subscribers. 3 months into pandemic, the 10 million subscribers jumped to 300 million subscribers, from 10 million to 300 in 3 months. E-learning, we've seen not only accelerated adoption of e-learning, but we've seen innovation there as well. So it's a combination of both. We've seen schools around the world, including in Oman, adopting smart school methodologies. So e-learning market share and the size of the market has exponentially expanded from schools to colleges, universities around the world. And I think this will continue and will even go higher in terms of usage. We've also seen the food industry not only expanding in terms of delivery and the supply chain, but we've also seen innovation there. So the likes of Talabat have, their market share have exponentially grown. But we've also seen around the world ghost kitchens. Ghost kitchens are industrial kitchens, professional kitchens, but they're not restaurants. They do not have dine-in. So the overheads are not as high as restaurants, because restaurants need to be visible and in prominent location. The rent is high. There are facilities and vicinities within the outlet. The ghost kitchen doesn't have that. It is just a kitchen in somewhere that is leased, authorized by the municipality and by the health authority around the world. In Europe, we've seen exponential growth of that, as well as in the US. And those ghost kitchens create. You can order food, and the likes of Talabat or delivery services in that country can deliver because of COVID situation, because of lockdowns, etc. So this type of business have really grown during pandemic. For banks, as I mentioned, we haven't seen real innovation, but we've seen accelerated adoption of banking technology. So, so if you look at what has been happening, for example, in Ireland, cash withdrawals have decreased by 50+%. MasterCard reported 40% increase last year. So these are not updated figures as of today, but this is last year. 40% increase in tap and go and contactless transactions. Interesting, we've seen 12% last year of the adult population of the United Kingdom for the first time downloading their banking app. So they used to go to the branch, and the UK population is an adult population compared to Oman, which is more of a younger generation. So the adult population of the UK have seen 12% of that population downloading for the first time the banking app during COVID times. In Oman, we've seen some also very interesting developments during COVID times. We've seen cash reduction in ATM withdrawals, not like Ireland 50+%, but a sizable decrease in cash transactions, so 10% less in ATM withdrawals. We've also seen something similar to the world, 40% increase in card payments. So let's talk about fintech, because fintech has created this disruption and has created this. Fintech by definition is innovation. Fintech has come into the world because banks have failed to deliver certain things. So fintech is innovation by definition. Fintech is not disruption, though it's called disruption, and everyone called it. Is a disruptor to the banking sector, but is actually, as I mentioned, innovation. So what do we expect? What has fintech delivered big time? They have delivered instant payments. So payments do not have to go through one bank to another bank or from one money exchange company to another. It is instant, person-to-person payments. That's what fintech has delivered, where banks have failed to do that. This is real innovation. It is instant, it is cheaper, it can be widely used by the population, because imagine a worker living, say, in Oman, a foreign worker. On a monthly basis, that person, he or she, will need to transfer a sum of money to their family. And that's why they're here to work and to make a better living for their families back home. But that transfer through a bank or an exchange company is actually costly. Imagine if you have instant payments through an app, person to person. So it is much cheaper, and that person, the family member back home, gets the money instantly, doesn't really have to go and pay fees and all that. And it is a fairer and a better method to deliver those payments. Crowdfunding, have grown big. China was an explosion of crowdfunding in terms of regulation, legislation, and crowdfunding. Malaysia was fairly advanced, pretty advanced. I think one of the first countries in the world to have crowdfunding regulations. In Oman, we're still working on it. Even in the region, Saudi Arabia has regulations on crowdfunding. Crowdfunding can be two types, can be funding for as an equity for a business. So you're starting a business, you need investors, that is crowdfunding. And in Saudi Arabia, that is regulated by the Capital Market Authority. The other crowdfunding is loan. So if you need a loan, for whatever purpose, someone else lends me that loan, a person. Of course, there are risks involved, and that regulation is normally drafted, and the laws are drafted by the central bank of a country, like in UK and India. And India has been, again, it's fairly advanced in crowdfunding, and regulations have been even enhanced year after year, and it's working well. Super e-wallets, Fintech has delivered super e-wallets, so the Alibaba of China, the Alipay. Their super e-wallets are not only in China. A Chinese person can go on holiday, can go to India, and use the same e-wallet of Alibaba. Not only in India, can go all the way to Finland and use Alibaba's e-wallet. So these e-wallets are super e-wallets. They're across jurisdictions and boundaries. They are not limited to one regulator and a geographical country. Fintech has delivered that. These examples are available today. Of course, open banking is a big thing. I'll give you a couple of examples towards the end of this presentation. All these technologies use hybrid cloud, blockchain, robotic process automation, artificial intelligence, machine learning. All these three are really big, and these technologies will take the center for any infrastructure of a bank in the coming period. We have prescriptive security, so it's not a reactive one. It is more advanced than that. So there are more systems, artificial intelligence built into securing banks. There's augmented reality, a technology that's been there for many years, but really hasn't been adopted by the banks. Been adopted, and it was created for real estate in Australia many years back, but banks are yet to adopt that. The Oman Banks Association, last month only, we've launched an AR game just to engage the community and the younger generation. It's a puzzle game, just for fun, through our Instagram account, and the subscriptions went high because everyone wants to play this game. It's fairly simple to implement. We've done it through our Oman Banks Association at Instagram. And that's the key, is engaging the community. Big data and, of course, quantum computing, that's something in the future. So let's have a few examples, local and international, about fintech. So only a few days back, this is very recent, Al-Az Islamic Bank, a local innovative bank in Oman, launched a service, a lending service, using fintech technology. So they have cooperated with a fintech where a customer can go to a retailer, in this case, to buy home furniture and home material. And the fintech, through this fintech, in coordination with the bank and the retailer, so the customer, I can go there, walk in, I can buy my furniture, and then I would like financing from my bank, which is Al-Az, and I go to the cashier, and I would like financing from my bank, but through the cashier of the retailer. So the cashier has a link to this app, my bank app, the fintech that my bank uses, and within 10 minutes, the whole process takes place. The process of me applying, the application goes through the fintech to my bank, the bank doing the analysis, the risk assessment, the bank links with Mala'a, and we had a session, I believe, of Mala'a, which is the credit bureau in Oman, the credit and financial information center. So you get your credit score. The bank then looks at all the criteria, your debt burden as a customer. Can you afford this? How can you repay? And all those. All this is automated, seamless, in less than 10 minutes, in few minutes. You just talk to the cashier and you're a customer of this bank, and the fintech made it happen. So this is fintech in action. This is just one example, and this bank has launched it a few days back. But there are numerous examples where such products and services are so conveniently provided to the clients, and that's what we expect from banks. We expect banks to adapt and change their methods to our lifestyles. And this is one very successful example. Zelf. Zelf is a messenger bank. This is a new breed of banking. It is not an app. So you do not log in as an app. It is actually a fintech, started in Latvia a few years back, recently. It's getting regulatory approvals across Europe. It's already approved in France, approved in Spain. It's growing big in Europe with Generation Z. So their target is Generation Z. It works with messenger services, whether it's Facebook Messenger, Viber, WhatsApp, any messenger service. So the user, the customer, actually is not a customer of a bank yet. You're using a messenger service. So for example, my daughter using a messenger service and then opens an account with Zelf, can actually transfer money. I can transfer money to her using the WhatsApp messenger service or Facebook messenger service. She can get within 30 seconds, not 30 minutes or 30 days, 30 seconds, she can get actually a digital card in her smartphone once she opens an account with Zelf. This thing is very new, very different than any other that we have seen. We're gonna see more of these coming and targeting Generation Z. For people who have said or who are saying that fintech success stories have gone, like the Alibaba and many others who have launched their services many years back and have captured enormous market share and have become so big, bigger than banks, there is very little chance for newcomers. Flywire is a fairly newcomer. It actually started in 2008, so many years back, 13 years back, as an idea by a student, a Spanish student from Spain, studying in the US at MIT, one of the top technology institutes, universities in the world. He had difficulty, that student, making payments to MIT by transferring money using banks from his hometown in Spain all the way to MIT account, bank account. There were difficulties, and took days and days, and weekends you can forget about. There's no communication, and even the amounts transferred when received, they were less because there were deductions of fees at source and at where the bank that received the money. because it all went through correspondent banks and so forth. That saga continues today with most of us. This student, on graduation, he created this company, created this app, Fintech, Flywire, to resolve that problem, to solve it, to make it easy for payments to happen, but from the source to the recipient, whether it's person to person or person to a company, person to a school, to a hospital. There have to be instant with very little charges. And that's the app. He created that app, this fintech called Flywire, just to do that. It was IPO'd, it went public a few days back. So we're talking about 26th of May, less than a week from today. The company, after its first day of trading, after going IPO, first day of trading on NASDAQ, it is valued at 3.5 billion US dollar. So such success stories even happen today by creating new solutions, easy solutions, innovation. Flywire, that's what it does today. If you go to their website, to their portal, it is transfer of money by fly, and mainly targeting education institutions, targeting healthcare, etc. Because those are where you need to transfer money very quickly. Today, I have a problem transferring money to my daughter's college, and that college exists in Oman. I actually have to go there physically, present my card, and they actually insert it in a point of sale at the accountant's office at the college. And that's how I make the payments. Because when I transfer them, there are more fees there, and they don't get it, and then I have to show them proof of that I have transferred the money. They have to look into their statement. It's such a hassle. Imagine if an app can do this for me and can help also the college to do reconciliation, to do collection, and all that. And that's what Flywire is, which is valued today in less than a week after going IPO and being traded at 3.5 billion US dollar. I always give an example of Kakao Bank in Korea, South Korea. This is such an innovative bank. It was established in 2016, 240,000 customers in 4 days only, 10 million customers in 2 years. I do not know how many customers they have today. This is the interesting stuff, that 40% of bank staff or thereabouts are actually IT. Highly innovative bank. And this bank touches the lifestyle of its customers. So it is not only a bank, it has many different companies and services, and they're all interlinked. So the biggest messengers, or the largest messenger service in Korea, South Korea, is KakaoTalk. So KakaoTalk uses and is linked to Kakao Bank. If you go to Starbucks, you pay through their portals, and you pay through Kakao Pay. Another challenger to Netflix in South Korea is Kakao TV. So when you use Kakao TV, you use their services, you use your messenger service to transfer money from Kakao Bank to Kakao Pay, through Kakao Pay to Kakao TV. So it has touched the lifestyle of its customers through various services and products and offerings. So it is not only a bank, it is the way someone lives. Now, innovation, when we talk about innovation, it is not only about technology. I know this event is all about technology, but innovation is not, especially in banking, it is not only about technology. It is convenience and lifestyle, lifestyle being the key word. So the lifestyle of the younger generation, Generation Z, it is driven by technology. However, the lifestyle of someone who's 50 years old or 60 or 70 may not necessarily be driven by technology, may be driven by convenience. So imagine a branch that looks like this. Is this a branch or is this a lounge or a hotel entrance? A, a branch where you can actually have snacks, freshly baked biscuits and cakes. You have fruits, soft beverages, teas and coffees, and fresh juices. You can listen to music or watch TV, watch a movie, watch news. A kids' play area where they can play games. Is this a live band? So there is a band, there is music, there is something that's happening in that outlet. So elegant. Of course, iPads are available, internet connectivity is there, laptops, etc. So you can conduct your business. All you see here in front of you are actually real pictures from branch. This is Virgin Money Lounges. So Virgin, the company that owns music, that owns radios, FMs, that owns the airline Virgin Atlantic, have created a financial institution, a bank called Virgin Money, and their branches, some of their branches, conveniently located and even opening hours are in the evening, created lounges, very similar to their first class lounges of the airline. Those lounges, for example, in London, is located one of the lounges. So in the evening, when someone would like to go in the weekend to see a play or to have dinner, maybe we'll go to the lounge beforehand, sit there. Doesn't have to interact or do any financial service. It is like a first class airline lounge where you enter. If you would like to do your own financial transactions, you have the means, you have the technology. If you would like to talk to a financial consultant, that consultant is also available there. But the surrounding and the convenience and the lifestyle is completely different. For someone like me, if I have a branch like this, if a bank provides branches like this, I will bank with them regardless of technology. So it depends on your lifestyle, on your needs. Innovation is not only technology, technology is there to help, but it is also, and most importantly, to do with lifestyle. Open banking is the new buzzword. It is big. I firmly believe in it. Open banking, historically, before the word open banking, it was called by technical people integration, integrating systems. So integration and integrating systems have moved above and beyond to something called open banking. So open banking actually reduces the visibility of a bank. So a bank does not have to necessarily invest in its brand equity, but has huge potential for market growth. So a big brand in the West, in Europe, and in America, originally a Spanish bank, but then it has become multinational, a powerful brand called BBVA, Bank Bilbao Vizcaya Argentina. They have actually, I think they are pioneers in open banking. They actually have come up with something called building your own bank for companies. So they will provide you with APIs for the company as a client. They will test it. They will provide you with a lab, with sandbox. They will help you to do this. So as a company, you will sit in your accountant, your CFO will sit at their desks, and then they will transact through one platform their accounting package as well as the banking package in one platform, one seamless interaction. So they do not have to actually log in, log out, transfer here, do reconciliation there. They use only one system, and that system is linked to their bank account. BBVA actually now have made a deal with Google Pay. So Google has started its own financial services, and it's powered. Those financial services are powered by BBVA. So when Google says you can open an account with us, we will provide you a checking account with deposits, etc. They do not actually mention BBVA. That's the brand equity is in the back, but the potential, the potential for market growth is huge for BBVA because now they have the Google customers as their clients.
Dear Mr.
Another
Ali,
example.
hello.
Yes.
Dear Mr.
Yes.
Ali, we are just 3 minutes away from the meeting schedule because we have
Sure.
another meetings to be done. Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank you. So another example, and I'll go very quickly, is in the UK. A small brand, Starling Bank, not a known brand. It's an SME bank. Again, their model is open banking. It was founded by a Welsh lady called Anne Bodin. And all they do is actually work with SMEs to provide them with banking services through one platform, as I have described earlier. This bank, though it is not known to the public, but it is known to the corporates, to the SMEs, because they use their banking system through Open Banking API. It was voted at the British Bank Awards, prestigious award as the best bank in 3 years running, 2018, 19, and 20. So this is my last slide. There is a changing landscape that is happening. Facebook Libra cryptocurrency project, a big project. Libra has rebranded as Dime. Dime means, Latin means day. And I think this rebranding happened because of Congress blocking a Libra project. So now they have rebranded it. We have Facebook Pay, we have Google checking accounts powered through BBVA, as I mentioned. We have Apple credit card, Uber financial services, Uber e-wallets. So Uber drivers now have Uber e-wallets, and Amazon is one of the largest actually financial institutions in the world, lending 1 billion per annum at least for the last many years. Amazon from an online bookseller to becoming one of the largest financial institutions. I would like to thank you once again for being with us today, and I'd like to thank the organizers. Thank you.